So, can you tell us what the senator's position is on medical cannabis?
I don't do medical cannabis, so I don't know. I guess I didn't realize that's what this was about. I don't do that position in our office. I can definitely take your thoughts down and let and pass those along.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what her thoughts are on that.
So, she was recently asked a question in Kansas City.
Okay.
She was asked if she thinks that rape victims and Vietnam veterans should be imprisoned along with murderers and rapists for using cannabis to help mitigate their post-traumatic stress. She answered that she didn't believe that anybody was going to jail for smoking a joint.
Okay.
Which isn't true at all.
Okay.
And the weekend after she said that, an elderly gentleman in Bates County was arrested for growing cannabis to treat his glaucoma.
Okay.
So what I really would like to know is if she's willing to take an honest look at the research that conclusively proves that cannabis is a real and effective medicine.
Okay.
When I was 18 years old, I was raped, and she was the lead prosecutor at the time.
Okay.
And I remember having a conversation with her about how much she wanted to reduce domestic violence, and I'm fairly certain that even in the position that she is in, now, that cause is still close to her heart.
Absolutely. We're still, she's been working on a lot of it with military sexual assault, and now she's sort of working on sexual assault on college campuses.
So, can, off the subject of cannabis for a moment, can you tell me why she voted to not seek justice for military sexual assault survivors outside the military system?
Okay, I also don't deal with this. I was under the we're sort of have a misunderstanding here. When we scheduled the meeting in the front, we thought that you wanted to talk. For some reason, they thought you wanted to talk about education issues, and so that's why I'm in here. I don't deal with military sexual assault either, and so I can sort of give you the rough rundown on it, but I don't have a lot of information on it.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I do have education issues as
okay.
well.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
So,
and so the she believes that we needed to keep it within the chain of command because she thought that the chain of command would allow for more prosecutions and would allow for there have been cases where
on what planet?
On this planet.
Okay.
There are cases that actually have happened fairly recently that if the reforms of Senator Gillibrand had been implemented, they would not have come to trial.
Okay.
And so it's a
really hard situation.
Absolutely.
Deal with all the way around, and I know because I met her as a rape victim, that she really does care, and
Absolutely.
she must be trying to do the best that she can.
Absolutely. It's very personal to her.
So, with that in mind, I want her to know that not only is medical cannabis useful for victims of domestic violence, but I am convinced that if it were legal and available as a substitution for alcohol, that the incidence of domestic violence would drop dramatically. Did you write that down?
I did. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's all I'm going to say on medical cannabis for today, except where it relates to education.
Okay.
I grew up in the Kansas City metropolitan area and had the good fortune to experience about 6 different school districts there. and some of them were really good in terms of addressing of my needs as a student with